We'll continue to talk pitching. We're lounging with Levine, presented by Steinhoffels, and one of the key pieces as we welcome our guy Bruce in. It's the man they call Cabby, Edward Cabrera. He's looking for a dap up, Carlos. There we go. Didn't want to leave you.
Always,
here,
always.
But
right?
Edward Cabrera, as we know, currently in the midst of rehab, and that first rehab assignment, he looks sharp, Bruce. 4 innings, 8 punch-outs. But the question remains, how is he going to change the dichotomy, the breakdown of this Cubs rotation when he does return?
Hey, Counsell just laid out the Rolling Stones line. You can't always get what you want.
You know who that was written by?
It was
Ronald Isley. How about
Very
that?
nice.
Of the Isley
Very
brothers.
nice.
I'm always throwing wild.
Well, when we do that music show, we'll go deeper into
All right,
it.
I bet.
But with the Cubs pitching staff, I think they had it backwards yesterday. Holmes is on the way back. He threw 73 pitches in a rehab the last time out, right? Third time he's been out since May with a broken leg. So Ray is your starting pitcher. Who has thrown the most starts for the Cubs in the last 2 years? It's Colin Ray.
There you go.
So all of a sudden, so to me, yesterday's game was backwards. Ray should have started that game.
Really?
And Holmes should have come in, pitched the last 4 innings,
Okay.
build up his pitch count a little bit more, still get 60 to 80 pitches of some sort. But, again, last I saw, they're not having me manage this team. I only manage
Okay.
the Loungin and Levine segment.
You do a fantastic job at that.
Yeah,
Yeah,
thanks.
great job.
Must say.
Thanks.
Do you think that?
But Carlos, they have a lot of different guys, but Ray and Assad have been so reliable here, they have to assume the other roles now.
Yeah, it's so interesting. Like me getting a little bit of a inside look on how to manage pitching staffs, with the team in the DR.
Sure.
It's incredible how what you mentioned is true, right? Like, okay, you have a pitcher that's coming in, just came out of injury, and there's charts. You see the charts that are color-coded. This guy is green because he's rested, and this guy is kind of in the French, he's yellow. The other guy, so you can't pitch this guy, he's red. When you look at Holmes, maybe he was on the yellow, right? Where you're like, okay, he
Right.
just came off of an injury. Do we put him in this situation right away, starting? Maybe it's easier for him to come in a low leverage situation, get some innings, get that experience after the injury under his belt, and then he gets built up. That is real, Cole. I mean, maybe I didn't before put a lot of weight on it, but when you see and you talk to guys, they may come up to you and say, hey, man, if I'm going to start, start me in a low leverage situation, preferably no one on base. And I'm like, what do you mean? Like take the ball. Like, you're a pitcher. But no, those things matter, and you have to look a little bit deeper sometimes.
And that's what I was going to ask you, Bruce. Do you feel that if Colin Ray would have started yesterday, it would have given Clay Holmes just a little bit of a softer landing spot and the ability to ramp up that pitch count without that pressure right off the rip of the ball game?
So you want to be creative, and you have a new baseball card in your collection, and he's out there. But the reality is, the guy who's gotten it done all year is waiting there, and now having to get ready in 15 pitches rather than 30 pitches, not knowing when Holmes is going to come out. It's a whole different dynamic. So, and to both of their credits, they pitched okay, right? And Ray gave the rest of your bullpen a big night off because he threw 4 innings. He gave up the 2-run homer, but that was it. Okay, so it's easy for me to manage from here. I understand it's harder for Craig, but again, you have all these new parts because of the trading deadline, the way the front office did a great job of bringing guys in. Now, Craig has to figure out how to piece all this together. It's not that easy of a process, but it's a good problem to have because there are quality pitchers moving their way back in.
And that's what I was alluding to. It's like it's not as easy as it looks. Like, maybe from the outside looking in, which we do that. From right here from our set, and sometimes being inside gave me that sort of perspective where it's like, wait a second, it's not as easy as just, I'm going to plug this guy here, this guy there, that. No, it's really an art to be able to put together.
Now Cole's going to ask us, Cabrera's on his way back.
Yeah,
what are we going to do with him?
Well, that's not what I was going to ask you. That's not what I was going to ask you. I was going to ask you actually about Clay Holmes because I wanted to take you inside the skeleton of one of our newsroom debates. Christopher Antonacci, our researcher, he thinks that Clay Holmes is going to be back in a reliever-type role, and Lance, he thinks he's going to be continuing to start. So, Bruce, what do you say? Because he has been a starter, he has been a reliever, he's been pretty solid in both roles. Which role would best benefit the Chicago Cubs?
They're both right.
Okay.
He's
all right. So it's a wash.
Now, And then if the bullpen need is there, you have an accomplished guy that has 73 career saves.
You hear that, Lance?
He pitched in the World Series in the bullpen. And when we welcomed him to Wrigley Field last week, he said he's willing to pitch in any role to help the team. I know they all say that, right?
Hear that, Notch?
The conversations are different, but the reality is Craig wants what? Outgetters.
Yeah.
Okay? So he's going to use them in a myriad of different roles, and he's going to get them all used to coming in at any time if he can. But I'm going to jump past this and go right to Cabrera. He's coming back next week, right? Are you going to a quasi six-man rotation and then is Cabrera better off with that power arm coming out for one inning in the seventh, eighth inning rather than throwing him in the mix, taking Peterson or one of the other starters out?
Yeah, when you take a look at Edward Cabrera, do you feel like there's a sense of heightened awareness for him when you do bring in other guys in this rotation that can start? When you're on the shelf, you're saying to yourself, oh, I better get well soon because these guys, they're coming here and they're looking to make an impact with this ball club, and if I'm not impactful, my role could wane towards the back end of the season.
I think that's possible. I mean, Look, I mean, I don't say he's not competitive and he didn't want to do it before.
The strikeout numbers were up.
But before the injury, he wasn't getting past the fourth inning, fifth inning tops, okay? Now the pressure's on. Hey, we have somebody else. If you're not going to get us into the sixth, seventh inning, we have a nice spot for you in the seventh or eighth.
Yeah,
okay?
David Peterson,
is that punishment? Or when you look at Cabrera, you look at the problems he's had getting innings in, is he best equipped for the back end of the bullpen with that power arm?
I think so. I mean, I think that's the way I would use him, right? And that's a conversation. You sit down with him and you talk to him. It's like, listen, you're just coming back. You know, hey, I need you in the back end. Just let it all out, one inning. That's the way we're going to use you. That is not a punishment. That is not saying, hey, you can't start. It's like, I am maximizing your potential.
But as a GM, do you look at that, and as a starter, do they look at that as somewhat of a punishment? Starting pitchers, they're different beasts, aren't they? They don't want anything to do with the bullpen more times than not.
Yeah, I'm glad you bring that up because that's part of the art of trying to work out a whole entire staff. You have to talk to the players. You got to see how they like or feel about certain things. And you're like, that cannot be true. You're a pitcher. Just grab the ball, get on the mound, and do what you do. No, it's not as easy as
It's like a distance runner versus a sprinter, isn't it?
It really is. Good analogy.
You know, your old manager would tell you, Lou Piniella would tell you, just go out there and pitch better, and I'll get you more innings.
Yeah.
And that was the old school way. Hey, you're not pitching very good. You're going to the bullpen for now. We still like you, but you better pitch better. There's someone else waiting for your job.
Yeah.
I mean, I'll tell you, Bruce, I've had guys come up to me and say, do not put me in a high leverage situation.
It's outrageous.
Give me a clean inning, right? Let me get my feet wet, what you were alluding to, you know, as far as Holmes was concerned. Then maybe we'll talk about high leverage and, you know,
that'd be like a skipper saying, hey, Carlos, we don't want you to play gold glove first base. We don't want you to be a silver slugger. We want you
Exactly.
I want you to be a pinch hitter.
I got you.
All I can
No
tell you
shame
is
in that.
this. Ray and Assad are both great team players.
Yeah, they are.
They're happy guys came in. They're not happy they're not starting any longer.
They
I can
will
tell
be.
you that much.
I need Assad.
That's the athlete in him.